Good day, family. I hope all is well with you as it is with me. I hope I can be heard. I have my camera working today, and I also have a new mic. So, and I'm going to be rolling out the new channel today live, the new design channel live. So, let's get into the discussion of today. As we've been talking about the importance of energy. People think this is religious. This is just if you spirituality, there's nothing religious about your spirituality. Your spirituality is your existence on planet Earth. And because you're not aware of this, a lot of things have you have been walking blindly in the world, allowing these energies. You don't know what to do with these energies. So they have caused a lot of issues in many people's lives, as well as my own life. So I'm here to discuss and explain and break down how, once again, when you build a foundation, if it's not built upon a balanced foundation, if it's not a balanced foundation, then you are certainly going to have some issues. You would certainly it's gonna crumble, it's gonna break down. I mean, it's gonna be uncivilized for one thing, and that's just the nature of what they call the beast. And you create your own beast um, when you allow these things into your life. And we have allowed these things into our lives, whether we want to admit it or not. We have to look and see. And we're going to be talking about some sensitive race stuff because race does matter. Frequency matters. It's about frequency, but they put it in the physical world as you, if you didn't know the sentence. I changed one of the sentences yesterday that was made written, and it came from a mind of the earth, let's just say, of seeing things straight from the physical existence and not really seeing it from both perspectives or being in the middle and balancing it all out. So I converted it to a well balanced way of seeing things without any disrespect to the masculine energy or disrespect to the feminine energy, just in between there, because that's where we live. That's where we should live. If we're not there, then of course it's going to be erotic and it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be a lot of issues. And that's where we're at. Of course, you see the title, you see the my icon for my video, and you see they started the fire on Earth. And it's all to do with energy. So I want to share horrific one of many issues we have within the earth. This is a serious issue, and I love this video and how she talked about it. But it's one of many problems we have within the planet that we live upon. So let's get into it. Let me share the video with you guys. And then we'll get in a discussion about energy. Okay. Here we go. Let's start it up.
Look in my eyes. I have not slept.
67-year-old Miriam Cintron and her neighbors live in a state of fear. They claim large gangs of young teens have been terrorizing their apartment building in the Bronx all summer, and it's getting worse.
They came at us. They beat us. They broke that stick from that tree there to beat us with the wood. We don't have nobody.
Miriam says they broke the pole from the tree well and turned it into a weapon Saturday night as she fell victim to their violence.
They were kicking me in my side. They were kicking me on this side. They was punching me in my back, trying to get my face, but I covered.
63-year-old Nydia Carrero says a group of young girls the same night slammed her to the sidewalk, dragged her, and pummeled her after she refused them entry into her building.
They wanted to hang out in the hallway and smoke pot and mess up the building. They go in there with bikes in there half the time.
This is 1294 and 1295 East 169th Street in the Morrisania section of the Bronx. Most of the tenants here are elderly. They tell me they are being swarmed, beaten, and robbed by ruthless teens who have turned their apartment building into an oasis of lawlessness and who apparently count on their youth to spare them. As the adolescents escalate the violence night after night, residents are left bruised and traumatized.
It's a shame. And they are.
This how y'all getting down? And in New York, of all places. This, I don't know what's going on. Y'all are turning into a bunch of punks. I cannot believe that this is how y'all treating your mamas and your abuelas. Huh? This is how, and I know good and doggone well them ladies got sons. Huh? Don't they ask tus hijos? Where are your sons? You know that these women that you're attacking and allowing to be attacked are eventually going to be your ancestors. You know that, don't you? I cannot believe that you are allowing these children to terrorize. You know, they say that you can judge a nation by the way that they treat their women, children, and elders. Unbelievable. You es loco in your cabeza that you allow this kind of stuff to be going on with your elders, with the old ladies. Oh, you. Let's see. Will he come from the sky? Where, oh Lord, which way should we be looking for your soon return? Because we can't keep it like this here. Oh God, we can't keep it like this. Somebody got to make a move here. Oh, Michael, is that you? Peter? Paul? Jake? Who's coming to Gabriel? Huh? I see some clouds moving over there. Maybe it's coming. We need some help. Because when you start abusing the elders, what is wrong? I see you on Petty Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's just so much lawlessness in the
Welcome
earth.
to Democracy
And
Now!, democracynow.org, The
people,
War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman.
it's no
In the
wondering
Caribbean,
why
Hurricane
we
Fiona
have that.
has
Let me turn
strengthened
this
into
on.
a
There's no wondering, no questioning why we have that. It's because it was began, and you're not going to get it out of a Bible who exactly what it came from, so you won't be able to resolve the situation, which is easily resolved. Like I said, you as a person have power that you were told you don't have power, because Jesus and God and something outside of yourself has the power. But it's all about energy, and that's what we deal with. We deal with frequency and energy. And if we have low frequency in the earth, it's going to really, that really affects the person. That really affects us. It spreads like like a wildfire. I can just tell you today, I was just in line and I said hi to this man. He walked by, didn't say anything, but he said something to the men in front of me. Obvious, right? So then as I got further up in the line, I don't know, he just was ambiguous about what he said. He said, that light-skinned girl is slow. That's what he said. He said that light-skinned girl is slow. So he put some kind of bad energy. It's he's the same. He's a black man, darker than me, of course. But it's not easy to put out good energy, but it's easy to put out the bad energy for people. In this place. Um, I also was thinking that if they put a price on good energy compared to bad energy, a lot of us wouldn't be able to afford the good energy because they would make that good energy really expensive. And the bad energy, we would stay under. We wouldn't put ourselves in a position where we could afford the good energy. You see what I'm saying? But you say that's how you put that in the air. You put that in the air, and it becomes a situation, becomes a problem. You know, for me, I'm one of those people. I've always been sensitive, but I kind of handle my situations different as I've gotten older because I don't tolerate it. So I looked around to see what light skinned girl is he talking about, and it must be someone he knows that works here because she must be, he must know she's slow or something. So I looked around and tried to see. I'm the only one in the space. But usually, I would confront him, but everybody else ignored. So I just ignored it. I don't know what's this guy's mental issue, really. I don't know. But it is a mental issue. It's sad to say. So I didn't even have to it was nothing that it's just off my shoulders, you know what I'm saying? So, when we look at things, we don't know where it we're all about energy. We it's not hard to see where this all comes from. It's not all this hard to see where it comes from. The thing about it is, are we going to resolve it? Are we going to uh, get rid of it, move on to higher ground? Are we going to move on to higher ground? Because we're in I know it's unbearable for some people to live on this planet because it's just like the video I just showed you, it's constantly crime, 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 but crime starts from the top. Like leadership. The leadership have, if you got a leader, if you got a world full of leaders that are criminals, that stuff is going to trickle down. That stuff is going to trickle down. That's why I can't deal with leaders because if you ain't about the ma'at, then how can we have a firm foundation if you don't have ma'at in your heart, if ma'at does not live within you? And when it comes to frequency, yes, skin color is a big issue, but our folks, we done mixed with low frequency. So what do you expect when generations of Black people come out? See, I'm that generation, the generation of Black people, but I never been wicked or unkind to people. I never blurted out things to disrespect. I never been disrespectful to people. You know, so I never gave out bad energy. But if you don't know about energy, like I didn't know back in the days, I didn't understand it. You don't know, you can't use your senses like a dog, like animals use their senses. Like babies, kids can tell you what a good person is and what a bad person to stay away from. You know, kids can sense that. Children, babes, animals can sense it. But we have to have our extra sensory on, and we have protection for that. We have bells. I was talking to my therapist today, and she said she uses bells on the doors. And even where she in her work environment, she's a naturalist like me, she's a spiritualist like me, fortunately. So basically, you can put some salt, You can use all kinds of things around your door, around your house, and guess wicked will not enter your house. Um, you know, she wore bells on her ears or bells. That keeps the wickedness away from you. It keeps it away. All that, because it wants to penetrate us on a constant basis. And, you know, when we see these different religions, they derive from the truth. Like I said before, the foundation of every lie is the truth. I say it again, the foundation of every lie is the truth, because a lie has to be created from part of the truth, pieces of the truth. So you get bits and pieces on why in the Bible it says don't mix with this nation of people, which is true, but the Bible does not tell you. It's ambiguous. It's ambiguous. It doesn't tell you about energies. It does tell you about energies, but it's a hidden code, hidden culture put into these things. And a lot of times it's hard with our two eyes to decipher anything. But we wonder, I wonder why the weather is the way it is. I wonder why these continents have been destroyed. Why? Because of the weather. I wonder why global warming is a thing. I wonder why we get cancer. I wonder why. Don't you know that if you're not taking care of your energy, you can die? You have health issues that come about. Energy is something we're not taught about. And there's a reason. There's a reason why people are considered demonic, why people don't like, anytime you have a space, like if I invite someone into my house and they can't come in because I have all this protection, of course they're going to see me as bad, because they're not going to see themselves as maybe there's something in me that I need to work on my energy, to up my energy. My energy's off and I can't come in because, all this stuff is preventing me. It really does prevent the wicked from coming in. People don't believe those things, but they really work. And, it's when you're wicked, what they mean by wicked, it means you're off balance. You do not have certain principles within you, or you're just totally off your balance between your masculine and your feminine energy. You in the lower range of your masculine and feminine energy, not in the high range of that. And let me tell you something: stealing, killing, raping, beating is not going to get you a great foundation. It's going to make for a crummy society. But they didn't think about that, because all they thought about was, I guess they just didn't think, period. It doesn't seem like you think, that's that low energy. That's just evidence of low energy. Low energy does that. It does not have no balance. It does not have no, it does not, it doesn't have anything to weigh or measure against within them. And that's how you know why all of this is a problem, because of frequency. Your skin is evidence of frequency, of the amount of frequency you have. That's why the Bible talks about don't go into this nation and don't do this. You can get stuck in a frequency if you're not vibrating high. So when people talk about, when people, you see, that's what in this society they push interracial, intermixing, but you can't interrace and intermix because of energy. When you know about energy, you can't just go out here willy-nilly And a lot of these relationships are not don't work because it's not a yoke. It's not equally yoked together at all. Zero, zero equally yoked. Zero. You're just not going to find it. It's all predicated upon the pressure of the time, of the age, of what is this person may need. Wealth. The same thing like they try to say that blacks sold blacks into slavery. Of course, there was some pressure behind that. You take someone's wealth, because Africa was wealthy. They never mentioned that. They never mentioned the wealth of Africa when they talk about having to deprive people so that they would, it's not like Africa didn't have anything. They had everything. That's the only reason why, that's why you went over there. You wouldn't go to a land that didn't have anything, and you had to entice people to sell other people. It just doesn't make it make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. That just tells you that it has to be a lie behind that somehow. Um, like I said, you can see what low energy does and what it causes. And so the British Empire has caused so much in the earth, and yet you're supposed to look at it and admire, abhor, or how they say it, just your eyes are supposed to sparkle over this glitz and glam, this so-called glitz and glam of stolen goods and robbed futures, robbed lives, people that were robbed of their life, their experience. And many, this hasn't just affected that time, or it has affected a world of people's life experience on the planet. It has done more than what it can imagine it's done. Because it said lawlessness was okay in the earth. You can't do lawlessness in the earth, because we're talking about energy, we're talking about power, we're talking about stuff that is, we can't see. But you leave an imprint of what you accept. And that was accepted, that they do this to people. And they gave off an energy that it's okay. Because, and then, I'm not saying that it's not people that want to continue doing stuff like that. They just love it. They get their energy, they're low energy, and they love it in low energy frequency. It's the way they strive in life, But that's what happens. That's what it is. You got to look at the source of everything, the foundation of where it comes from. And just get it away from that energy. Get out of that energy. I don't subscribe to a royalty and all of that stuff in any of us, Now that I understand high energy and low energy, I can rise above all of that. We can all rise above all that, because this is something that is real in our lives. We don't want, no one wants to be discomfort in their experience on earth. But as you saw in the video, these older ladies, they live their lives out only to be This it's going to last for a short period of time because these are kids that don't think. Kids that, kids don't think because their minds are young, and you know, it's only for a short time what these ladies have to go through because now that it's brought attention to it, something's going to be done about it. Something should be done about it. But it's the hurdles we all have to go through in this earth, because wickedness was allowed to flourish, and we were forced to accept it, and we still, it comes a time when we have to recognize it and recognize that it's not God, it's not Jesus Christ. It's us that are going to stop it. It's us that are going to stop it. Each one of us and and it's predicated upon your energy and the frequency you choose to deal with, you know, to be at in your life. So I'm also, ooh, was there anything else I wanted to talk about that? No, I think that's it. Just wanted to show that video to point out that this is why we're dealing with what we're dealing with, because we live in a bad foundation. We think, sometimes with your eyes, like I always say, Martin Luther King, if he was a real leader, he wouldn't have led us into a burning fire because we already were in the fire. He would have just, there was no way that you're gonna deal with an imbalanced society and want to be in that imbalanced society. But we didn't know anything about ourselves. So can he really be at fault? Yes. That's but I'm putting the responsibility where it's supposed to be at, not with Martin Luther King, but it's with what caused him to go off his path of what he was supposed to be. And, what many of us are supposed to be is the wickedness, the lawlessness against innocent beings on the planet who were just, you know, who were just living according in a different way because they were soulful people living in a different way. And that is with Ma'at in their lives. Balance. We still, how you can tell is there's the small remnants of us that still strive to do this. And a lot of stuff has been stolen from us so that we'll never know. And we've been given a book of that's kind of confusion for some people because it does not answer a lot of their questions. So you have to look elsewhere and dig deeper because that doesn't, giving us a Bible does not help us to understand why our wealth was stolen, why we were put in a condition where we were not able to learn things, why we were under somebody's control. That doesn't help you understand that. But understanding that they are low frequency when they were doing that, and it was no ma'at and no balance. It was just purely the survival mind, the masculine energy. And it left out mother. It left out the feminine energy. And we suffer because of this. I don't care if, we benefit, but we benefit wrong. We benefit from off the wrong foundation. And all that benefit is not really benefit. it's not really a benefit. It can never be a benefit when you can't be honest and you can't be who you are and you can't be in tuned with your inner self when you've been given lies. You when you can't get justice in the earth, reciprocity. When you can't get any of these things, then it's just not going to, it's just going to fall. It's going to crumble. It's doomed to fall. But you can be prepared. You can have your frequency high so you don't have to come back here and deal with all this nonsense and be one of those old ladies who suffering because of the lawlessness of children. You know, the children, you know, the minds, it's very, very difficult with children because their minds are, it's just, they're trying to grow, but a lot of them make decisions that it's just, it's very, very difficult. I remember when I was young and I made certain decisions, but my mind was very, it was very much growing. I could tell it was growing. I went through so much different difficulties, and that's what they go through. That's what happens. It's part of growing up. So their path is doomed because they're doomed to lawlessness because the higher ranking that everybody praises is wickedness. It's built on wickedness, coldness. So what do you expect? You know, I don't care about even if you're an individual and you're trying so hard, you know, you give the best environments. You still have these kids go out and school shoot, and shoot all over the place. It just, it's that energy. And no one should have ever acknowledged that energy or cry over that energy, anything with that energy, because it's been too many atrocities in the earth because of it, what it represents and what it has done. So I'll put my new channel in the description. Please come join me over there. I'm going to be talking about some color schemes for the exterior of the home and good things. We have to recognize what issues are, and we have to change those things. That's important to get that good energy because, whether that bad energy is put out in the air for the day, we can always go to some good energy. We should always run to the good energy in our lives and grab that so it doesn't make our day full of that bad energy that's been put out there, and deal with things better. Because even, you know, we are responsible for raising the frequency and raising the energy up. We're responsible for that, you know, and that is the God self. And with that said, family, true love, real peace, and the higher self within the soul. Until next time, peace. Thank you.